Hey, hi, how you doing? It's summer, finally, I think. I don't want to speak too soon. But about today, really and truthfully, you will likely be conducting lots of incident investigations through your career. We all do. I mean, I've done lots. And you know what? If you get to the end of that investigation and you've drawn conclusions and you decide that something like the weather was your root cause, or even worse, a large external influence like, inflation or the Great Plague of 2020, something like that, you know what? You've wasted your time, you've wasted your employer's time, you've wasted resources, and you've done it for nothing because that's not a root cause.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, Kevin.
A root cause has to be something that you can change. And last time I looked, you can't change the weather. What is it? What is your root cause? Or where should you be looking at root cause? You should be looking at root cause in the corporate mirror. Root cause has to be something within your health and safety management system that was either absent or deficient, or there was non-compliance. Now, what am I talking about? If you've taken and you've labeled something like worker error, yeah, there's a link in the description for another video, or keep an eye up in this corner and you'll be able to have a look at a video on worker error and root cause. If you're looking at worker error or broken machinery or an absent guard as a part of your root cause, you've done yourself another disservice, because really and truthfully, your safety management system should fix that. So what am I talking about? Once again, there either has to be an absence of standards, inadequate standards, or non-compliance with those standards. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean, with the first one, an absence of standards. Something within your occupational health and safety management system would have to deal with. So let's take, for instance, dare I say it, COVID. Okay, really and truthfully, when that happened, a lot of people blamed things that were caused by short staffing or absent workers, additional precautions that you had to exercise within the workplace because of COVID. They were blaming COVID, but it wasn't. Your business continuity management program.
Oh, we don't have one of those.
Your emergency response program.
Or what?
Your health and safety management system, your human resources systems, or your operations systems should have things in place to deal with it. So either they were absent and nothing was there in place to deal with it. A lot of people, they wrote an excellent business continuity management program for pandemics when the swine flu hit, and then they put it on the shelf and expected it was going to work. Didn't, did it? It's either got to be that absent process or absent standards within your health and safety management system, or they've got to be inadequate. Let's take, for instance, that you've got pieces in place for working at heights. You've got excellent safe work management systems, safe work procedures, safe work practices, safe work guides, all of those different things for working at heights. But then a worker is injured because they're up there in the rain. But the safety management system nowhere addressed anything regarding the weather. So you can't blame the weather. It's not the weather's fault that your schedule didn't adhere to it. Or it's not the worker's fault necessarily either, because they were given a task, but there was nothing in it to address the weather. So the weather isn't to blame. It's an inadequate or absent standard. So we have absent standards within your health and safety management system, or you have an inadequate standard. Your business continuity program may have addressed something, but it didn't address it completely or adequately enough, and you're going to have to edit it. Or your safe work procedures were well written, but not written well enough to avoid that incident. So the root cause is inadequate safe work procedures, so inadequate standards. So we have absent standards or inadequate standards. And finally, the last piece.
Wait, there's more.
Is if you've had everything well written, it's present, and you've checked it over and all the lines are there, all the I's are dotted, the T's are crossed, but a worker chooses not to comply with it. Well, that's a non-compliance with standards. Now, I know some of you might say, well, worker error is a non-compliance with standards. No, worker error is not non-compliance with standards. It's why did that worker error occur? Did that worker error occur because he wasn't trained well enough? Was that it? In that case, then, you have inadequate standards. Your program does, your safety program, your safety management system. But if everything was there and the worker was well trained and there's evidence to that case and they chose not to comply, that's not worker error. That's non-compliance. And then within your health and safety management system, you should have something to deal with performance management, some sort of process in there to deal with non-compliance so that you can assure that non-compliance won't occur again. So remember, your root cause has to point back to your safety management system, either an absent standard, an inadequate standard, or non-compliance. It has to be something you can change. And like I said, you can't change the weather. You can't put the genie back in the bottle. So look to your safety management system for root cause. Now, if you might disagree with me, and if you do, let me know in the comment section. Leave me a comment. Also, if you can do me a favor, if you're new to the channel and you've never seen any of these videos before, why don't you do me a favor and just click that subscribe button and ding the bell. You'll get notified of new content and you won't miss a live stream. So once again, I appreciate your comments. I appreciate all the feedback, but I also would appreciate something else. Enjoy your summer. And to do that, you need to be a safety influencer. You need to be a leader, whether it's at work, at home, or at play. Always think about safety, talk about safety, but above all and beyond all, provoke safety by doing safety. Okay? Take care. Bye for now.